Hi, it's Pastor Jonathan Moore in Outreach Ministry. Look at the beautiful horizon. Look at the sun, the sun, the waves, the ocean. God created all these beautiful things. What is God going to do for you today? New job, new house, new car, new relationship. God can do anything. God created this beautiful world, and He can do anything. Look at Genesis. Look in the Bible. Look in the New Testament. All the great things that God has done. All the great things God has revealed to the prophets that was scribed in the Bible and stuff like that. All these great things God has done. What can God do for you today? Get you a new house, new car, new career. Lasting relationships. Make a phone call. Invite a friend to coffee. Invite a friend to coffee. Invite them to the house. Have a coffee. Wherever your meeting place is. God can open up new doors for you, but you gotta trust in God to open up those new doors. He can open up new doors for you. Maybe you just gotta go. Maybe you just gotta say, what? I'm just gonna invite a friend to this restaurant. I'm gonna pay the bill, and I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about what the future is for tomorrow. I'm not gonna worry about what that new job is, that new shift or that overtime shift or whatever you're looking for God to provide for you. Maybe you're down to your last dollar. Maybe your tires need to be replaced or something like that. Maybe there's one car problem after another, and you don't know where the next dollar is going to come from to pay for that. And maybe you're gonna take that person out for dinner. You're gonna forget about it, and God's gonna bless you. And you're gonna just wake up the next morning. Somebody's gonna knock at the door and say, "You know what? I owed you $20. I'm paying the bill." Or, you know what? Maybe somebody's gonna call you and say, "I got a new job for you. I got a new job on the horizon for you today." What is God gonna do for you today? You gotta trust in God that God's gonna open up new doors for you. It says in the Bible, speak to the mountain, it shall be moved. What does that mean? What does that mean? That means in your heart, you got to trust in God that God's going to open up doors for you. I'm going to say to that person out there, maybe you're trusting in God. Maybe you're believing God to do things, but you're not right with God. Maybe you got sin in your heart. Maybe you're not going to church. I'm going to say to you right now, say, God. See, just get down on your knees, say, God. Get down on your knees and just say, God, please, God. You don't have to raise the fist to God, but just say, God, please forgive me of my sins and come into my heart again. That's all you got to do, And, it can be a short prayer, it can be a long prayer, just speak to God, and God will hear your prayer. So, this is Pastor Jonathan Moore in Outreach Ministries, and sometimes God will speak to you and you say, "Oh, well, should I do that? Shouldn't I do that?" But if God speaks to you, just open up your heart and just say, "You know what? I'm not worried about it. God's going to meet the needs." So you know what? Just go out there, print out some resumes, start applying for jobs, start believing in God. He's going to meet your every need. What can God do for you today? God could do many things if you trust in God and believe it. He can do many things if you trust in God and believe it. So look towards the horizon, look towards God. He will meet your every need. Just trust in Him. Pastor Jonathan Moore at Outreach Ministries. Have a great day. God bless.